PocketCat is a servant of the trickster moon god, Re. Today, we will be going through who he is, such as his goals and personality, how one becomes a PocketCat, and all the iterations of PocketCat. There are two possibilities to his origin. Either he was created by Re and stories are written about him, or Re brought him to life from a story to be his servant. In the Tale of the PocketCat, chapter 1 and 2, it shows that there are many tales of PocketCat, and he is a sort of boogeyman, meant to scare children not to wander off on their own, or else he will kidnap them away from their parents. In the story, William is kidnapped by the PocketCat. The theory is that he is a children's story concept that came to life by Rare, and needs a physical body to live and continue to serve Rare. We know that PocketCat is a flesh merchant, and he is willing to sell you a mass of magical items if you sell the girl or the demon child in the first game. Some of these magical items include the Claymore, Necronomicon, Book of Forgotten Memories, and Book of Enlightenment. However, if both are in the party, PocketCat will choose the girl over the demon child, showing that he prioritizes those that will pose a threat to his god. We can assume that PocketCat's main objective is to eat and buy children as a way to subvert the power of the other gods, by keeping the children away from being used in the other rituals of the other gods. We know from Dan's backstory that some of the cults of Sylvian are pedophilic, and they will use children inside of the rituals. An example is that Dan's own parents tried to convince him to join the Sylvian cult. Additionally, we also know that children can also be a sacrifice for Gorgoroth or for the sulfur god. Another role that PocketCat plays is that he kills the children of the old gods and other demigods. This can be seen in the first game. After defeating the nameless figurine at the Golden Temple, PocketCat will appear and will ask you to hand over the girl. If you refuse, he will mutate into a larger form and will threaten you to hand over the girl. If you refuse again, he will give up and finally leave. PocketCat's job is to prevent the ascension of people into ascended gods, because these ascended gods rival the power of the old gods, including Re, who is an old god. In Fear and Hunger Termina, we can find his room. There's a statue of a crescent and a star inside of his room, showing PocketCat's devotion to the moon god, Re. The room is also filled with toys, probably the toys of children that were meant to be ascended gods. One of the dolls is the peculiar doll from Fear and Hunger 1, which was given to the girl. From the rest of his toys, we can see that he's very good at his job and have prevented many ascended gods. He only failed twice, for Elmer and the god of Fear and Hunger. Some of the other toys include a girl with blonde hair, a lion, a tin man, a scarecrow, and a witch. This is a reference to the Wizard of Oz, showing Dolores, the tin man, the lion, the scarecrow, as well as the Wicked Witch of the West. Besides that, we also see that there is a Jack-in-a-Box, which is Perkele, a servant of the sulfur god. There's also a crow doll, a doll of a boy, and a stuffed bear. There's been a total of 9 potential gods, excluding the Jack-in-a-Box, and only 2 survive. This shows that PocketCat is extremely efficient, as throughout time, there has been 9 potential ascended gods. However, only 2 managed to survive, which is Alma and also the god of Fear and Hunger. Currently, we know that there are 3 PocketCats. First of all, there's the wooden mask PocketCat from Fear and Hunger 1, and in Fear and Hunger 2, there are 2 PocketCats. First of all is the PocketCat with a rubber mask, which will sell you items in exchange for villager heads. And there's also Dan Cat, after Dan has become the PocketCat. Next, his personality. Each PocketCat seems to have somewhat distinct personalities, but the main defining trait is that they will eat and kill children. They all worship the moon god Re and will carry out his plans. However, they are all also restrained by their contract to him. In the first game, when denying him the girl, PocketCat will threaten to hurt the player, but after asking his master Re, he will stop. Additionally, in the second game, when you're fighting against Dan, Dan is only allowed to attack you when you tell him what body part you would like him to rip. Each PocketCat is also very polite. The first PocketCat, Wooden Mask, will talk with the player and ask if they are a happy person or a sad person. They will also contemplate on the true meaning of happiness, asking if the player is a child of light or darkness. Secondly, Dan Cat will also compliment your wear, regardless of what character you are. He will say that you're dressed very smartly. Thank you. However, we also know there are some differences between the personalities, as both Wooden Mask and Rubber Mask seem to be pedophiles. As in the Tale of PocketCat 2, he will rub himself. Basically, he will rub himself while talking to Willem, which is a child. Additionally, also in the Tale of the PocketCat 2, he will also say, "Now, would you mind warming up again?" The PocketCat says with a glee in his eyes. Hey yo, what the freaking cat? EDPR cat. Also, for Mirror Havering / Happy Painting's previous works, there's also an animation called PocketCat, which shows PocketCat, and this is probably where Miro came up with the idea of including PocketCat inside of Fear and Hunger. When Dan becomes a PocketCat, he does not share the same pedophilic tendencies. How we can also see that PocketCat's room actually changes as well, showing the shift in the personality of the different iterations of PocketCat. After Dan becomes PocketCat, the PocketCat's room changes into a crime scene of his deceased fiancée, Elise Dutch. This shows that each PocketCat room is suited to their personality and shows a life-changing event. But it still has a chalk drawing of the crescent and the star, still showing that each PocketCat does worship Rue. Finally, how does one become a PocketCat? PocketCat mainly targets those that are outcasts and has great trauma. He also targets those with blank souls, as people with blank souls feel empty, as if a part of them is missing. He offers them a chance for them to be fulfilled and to gain power and freedom from their lives. This is why he targets Dan, as he has the blank soul type. He is a blank canvas that can be painted with whatever color others needed. He also has no distinct characteristics, making him very easy to manipulate. Dan is also chosen to become PocketCat as he has many experiences with the old gods. We can also see that he has great trauma as well. First of all, his parents were part of a Sylvian cult, worshipping Sylvian, the goddess of love and creation. They were part of the Bunny Mask cult, and when he was just a child, they would try to get him to take part in these rituals. This shows that he is a victim of parental neglect and also of SA. His parents would pick their religion over him, and eventually one day, they donned their bunny mask and they will never return from their meadows. After Dan lost both of his biological parents, he was adopted by the Baron. His name is Baron Ene von Dutch. Baron Ene von Dutch took care of Dan and treated him like his own son, teaching him how to become a doctor. Additionally, the Baron also let Dan marry his own daughter, which is Elise. However, both the Baron and Elise were sacrificed to the sulfur god. That is why Dan only has one eye, because he sacrificed his other eye in order to try to revive the Baron and Elise. However, he failed. At the evening of day 3 in Fear and Hunger Terminal, PocketCat once again approaches Dan and offers him the choice to become a PocketCat. Dan, losing all hope, accepted his role as the next PocketCat. He accepted that that's who he is all along. A dirty, degenerate furry. That's all. PocketCat is a servant of the trickster moon god. He is a predator that preys on children. He is a charismatic merchant that will spin tales and chat with you. He is a story that will never die, as long as children fears what's in the dark. As long as children fears a boogeyman in the dark. Well, that's all. I hope you all enjoy. Bye bye.